Morning, members of the board. My name is Erin Carrier, and I'm the legal representative for Ms. Melissa Pierce. Ms. Pierce is a single mother of two teenage boys, Mark and Gregory. She's a professor of law at the University of Ottawa, where she earns $93,500 per annum and is currently on contract and has no medical benefits. On April 2nd, 2011, she came home from work to find two individuals robbing her home. Both assailants were armed. One had a knife and one had a gun. As the assailants fled the scene, they knocked Ms. Pierce down a flight of stairs, causing her to sustain a fractured elbow and a concussion. Ms. Pierce's children were not home at the time of the incident, and when they arrived home, they discovered their mother unconscious at the bottom of the flight of stairs. At that point, the boys called the ambulance, and Melissa was taken to the hospital, and she was diagnosed with the aforementioned injuries. After being discharged from the hospital, Ms. Pierce was unable to return to work for 14 weeks. When she did return, she found it difficult to teach her classes as she could not use her arm to write due to the mobility issues. And due to her head injury, she had an extreme difficulty concentrating and focusing on her lesson plans. Since the assault, Ms. Pierce has become to develop a fear of being home alone, and she's also developed some form of mild anxiety and post-traumatic stress, although she has not received psychological treatment for these conditions. The assailants were apprehended the day that the incident was reported, which was on the day it occurred, April 2nd, 2011. The assailants were identified as Kevin Mitnick and Adrian Lamo. No court appearances have been scheduled to date, and Ms. Pierce is unsure if she's going to pursue a civil matter against the assailants at this time. The applicant has been receiving treatment from Dr. Baker, who's the gentleman who did the initial surgery on her elbow by putting screws in. Dr. Baker has seen her about 5 times over the past year and believes that she will have a full recovery and that there is no need for ongoing treatment. Ms. Pierce is seeking compensation for her lost wages, which, when you factor in her per annum salary and calculate that out by 14 weeks, it equals to about $25,173.08. The other compensation that Ms. Pierce is seeking is $52, which is the cost of the ambulance, which, since she is uninsured, is not covered by her insurance agent. And she is seeking $300 for prescription drugs for the volume that was prescribed to her by Dr. Baker. This equates to about 42 bottles over the past year. In total, she is claiming $25,525.08. And our plan with that is she would like to receive periodic payments of such. The grounds for our compensation are fairly simple. She sustained some substantial injuries which prevented her from working, and she's slowly been healing. She did incur some physical damage to her home. However, she is not claiming for that. It just went to her undue financial strain. She is the sole breadwinner in her home. She is a single parent. She was to raise 2 children with no income coming in and no support from any area. So it's quite clear to see that over that 14 weeks, you would need to provide children with food and shelter and different needs that they needed to have met. And with this in mind, it caused her further undue financial hardship and put her further into debt. She is not seeking any compensation for her psychological issues. She's mainly just trying to regain her financial status that she had prior to the harm taking place. We've seen in a couple different cases and decisions that the board has brought out that people who have been faced by an unprovoked assault by an unknown assailant have been awarded money for financial loss and for pain and suffering. We are simply seeking for the financial loss and the compensation for the medical expenses that are not covered due to the applicant being uninsured and having no benefits through her workplace. We respectfully submit this to the board for your discretion. Thank you very much.